Thursday night, or as I like to call it, Friday Eve here Beyond the Airwaves, the Infinity Project. And tonight it's time for Secrets of the Unknown, and we're going to do something a little different. It's almost a combination of Secrets of the Unknown and Attention to One, because the topic for tonight is paranormal television, fact or fiction. We'll talk about more about that in a few minutes. Anyway, I am your host for tonight. I am Oddball Extreme. I'm currently joined on the line by three of my crazy cohorts. First, we have Spirit Spotter Tim. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, my dear.
We also have our resident Joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Happy Thursday. Good evening.
And we also have our resident Star Child, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hi, everybody. How goes it?
Pretty good. And I'm happy to say tomorrow
Not
is
now,
picture day at
damn
my
it.
tomorrow is picture day at my new job.
Link did not. The doggone link did not copy.
Okay.
And we have a special guest going to be joining us here, hopefully any minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Any minute now, we hope.
Okay. In the meantime, we'll play Jeopardy music. No, I'm kidding.
Dun, 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 dun,
Kidding.
Dun, dun,
I don't know. I thought
dun,
maybe we'd start. We'd play Europe, the final countdown or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I always did like that song. Or we could play Eddie Van Halen's Eruption. That is a classic.
Hey.
Or how about Dreams?
Oh, I
he said
love
he'll
that
be
song.
on in just a minute.
Okay.
Perfect.
So in the meantime, while we're waiting for our guest
in the meantime,
to
I'm dog bombed, everybody. Say hello to Cosmo.
Okay.
Hi,
Go ahead,
Cosmo.
Tim.
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
know. Tonight, for paranormal television fact or fiction, we're going to take a look at paranormal TV in relation to the viewers. You know, a lot of us are fans of paranormal television, myself included. But paranormal television really isn't much different than any other television that you watch. I kind of went off on a tangent a little bit on, I believe it was Monday night show, giving you a little preview for tonight. But we're going to talk about a couple specific incidents where paranormal television didn't, how shall we say, live up to its expectations. One of them with respect to a client at an investigation, and another time, or two, or even three, perhaps, where people being on TV gets to their head, for lack of a better way of putting it. Like, you take your average person with an issue or whatever, and you give them a platform on which to stand, and basically they act like they're suddenly an expert in the field.
Right. It's like if it, it's like it was
understandable to a degree, but
yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. It would almost be like
you talk to.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's like when you talk to your fans or followers on social media, and you act like the fact that you're on TV gives you this platform, like you're some kind of expert. Well, I would hope if you're going to do that, you're going to conduct yourself in a way. Here he comes.
Ah, there he is.
Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Hello,
Everybody,
Mike.
welcome
to.
I want to introduce. Dan, let me. This is Mike Hatcher from Dead Republic Paranormal, tonight's very special guest. Welcome to the show, brother. Glad to have you.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm so excited to have you here. I shot myself up to space.
And I put myself on television
for an hour, maybe. I want to introduce you to my colleagues here. This is our oddball extreme, Shirley. She's a director of radio operations here at BTA.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our resident Joker, our gaming expert, and our resident star child, Janet, up there. Joker's name is also Mike, by the way, but we're going to address him as Joker, so if we say Mike, we actually are talking to you and not to our Mike.
All right.
So, I was just doing a little bit of an intro here, talking about basically what I want to talk about tonight, kind of like a roundtable type discussion. Paranormal television, which you and I recently had an experience with a certain someone from Paranormal TV on Facebook recently, and the effects and impressions it has on the viewers who don't know how things really work in the paranormal field. So I thought we'd start off a little bit with the incident that you and I had went through, but you kind of had the brunt of it. So with Brandon Alvis from Ghost Hunters, what exactly did he do to really get that ball started? Because I kind of came into it late.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
Okay. Am I given some sort of an echo by any chance?
No,
Oh,
you're
No,
good.
I can
Okay.
hear
you're
you.
fine.
You're
No, you're fine.
perfect. Everything's balanced perfect.
Let me ask in the chat room how it is for the chat. We're
Yeah,
live
check.
streaming on Twitch.
Twitch.
Okay, I'm just curious because I'm getting the audio through my computer too, which is normally doesn't do that.
Hmm. It's
That's
odd.
weird.
It could be Zoom. I don't know. I normally stream through StreamYard, but it could be Zoom. I don't know. I don't use it too much.
I mentioned StreamYard yesterday, and I think wasn't it yesterday, Shirley? I
Yeah,
brought
I
up
think you did.
StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we
StreamYard's a
should
pretty
take
good
a
one. I
look at
do.
that.
I like all your dolls in the background. Creepy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Not
I've
a
got a
fan
lot
of
of
dolls.
Funkos. I got those DC superhero girls.
Nice. um, no, to answer your question, Brandon, I guess, or why did I call you Brandon? I'm sorry, Tim. Wow. Like that gets because you
No,
mentioned
Brandon's the one
Brandon.
we're talking about. Now remember, I'm going to
Don't-
be seeing you in a couple of weeks here, buddy.
You mentioned Brandon. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I'm not going to hold it against you in a couple of weeks. I'll sleep before then.
I
Hey,
hope not.
Lala is in the chat room, by the way.
Oh,
Hi,
great.
Lala.
Yo, Lala.
Lala's in chat.
Okay.
So how did this whole thing with Brandon get started? I know he was making some implications about Madison Seminary. At least that's what I got from it.
Yes, I don't know if you had watched the episode of Ghost Hunters where they did Madison Seminary. Well, after they released, or while they were doing the investigation, and after they released their episode, um, they were talking about through the historical society. Um, they were pretty much playing hush hush on what Madison Seminary was really about. They were trying to hide a lot of the truth, a lot of the facts of the location, and they were claiming that the owners and people that run tours of Madison Seminary are doing seances and inviting these spirits in and writing satanic symbols all over the building. And the one that really irritated a lot of people in the field, especially people that go to Madison Seminary and know what Madison Seminary was um, back in the day, there's a triangle on one of the floors, and that triangle is for shuffleboard. And on their episode of Ghost Hunters, they claimed that it was a demonic symbol that the tourists and the tour guides and the owner painted on the floor. And it sparked a big controversy in the field that he didn't do his research on what that symbol really was, and it started giving a lot of Madison Seminary a bad reputation because of that episode. And a lot of people that have been to Madison Seminary, like myself, we know none of that's going on. We know none of that happens, and we also know that a shuffleboard triangle has not been used for anything demonic since 1850.
I think I'm just looking at my iTunes library right now, and it looks like I do have that episode, but I have not watched it. So I'm going to make an effort to watch it. But I'm already not liking the description. It says Grant and the team traveled to the nearly 200-year-old Madison Seminary in Madison, Ohio, to help an enterprising amateur ghost hunter who got more than he bargained for when he purchased the former women's psychiatric hospital. I don't think Kimmel would count as an amateur.
No.
After witnessing aggressive paranormal activity and a sudden rise in fear and discord among his staff, which I also don't see happening, at least not amongst those that I know,
Okay.
The, the new owner is now afraid his popular ghost tours may no longer be safe for the public. No. We had MadCon there on my birthday for crying out loud. Upon hearing disturbing stories about the seminary's alleged dark history, the team sets out to uncover the cause of recent paranormal unrest on the property. That sounds nothing like the Madison Seminary I'm familiar with.
No, a lot of it's not even like that.
And of course, I haven't yet to meet Adam in person, though I really want to. I'm hoping I can go to MadCon next year so I can do that. But just the overall description that I read seems like this guy has not done his research. And he thinks that because he's on Ghost Hunters, or was, I think the show's been recanceled again, that now he's famous, that people are going to listen to what he has to say. And for the record, those that don't know who Brandon Alvis is, he's the tech manager for the current team or most recent team, along with Mustafa, who's the research historian. I'm kind of surprised that between the two of them, they haven't really done adequate research. And Mike, I've got your Facebook pulled up here where you shared those pictures. The original post that Brandon wrote says, "It's very unfortunate that there are people that own historical buildings that distort the history for money and notoriety. I refer to this as paranormal malpractice. Don't be fooled by their cry for money and attention." And I haven't told you this, Mike, but I chatted with Denise Smith for a while the other day, and I literally ripped that whole thing a brand new one. He made me so angry with that post. I said, in order for something to be malpractice, there has to be definitive answers or a definitive way of doing something, and it has to be done intentionally wrong. By the mere definition of malpractice, that cannot exist. And it seems like he's going around saying, well, this is the way it is. And as you found out, anybody who questions him or otherwise disagrees with him gets blocked.
Absolutely. I think he blocked a lot of us.
I believe he did, and I think it's the fact that he's on TV is giving him a platform to act like he's an expert on the matter.
Yeah.
Well, Denise said that he had been out there for 5 days. She didn't say how long each day, and I said, well, if he, just to use a random number, if he spent 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's only 10 hours of research. That's nothing compared to what the tour guides have to say, what Adam Kimmel has to say, what people like yourself who are there all the time have had to say. If he's done 5 days worth of research, that's nothing compared to all those people.
No, not at all. But I mean, I can say, even when we did Sleepless in Salamanca, we were there for a day, and I still did substantial amounts of research on that location. And I think I put about 4 or 5 months into it because I like to be historically accurate as much as possible. And truthfully, I think Brandon at this point knows he was wrong, and a lot of the people in the field did call him out for it, and he just doesn't want to own up to it. I mean, he blocked everybody that works there, and he didn't straightforward come out and call Kimmel out and say it was about him, but he makes it completely obvious ever since. I mean, they've been going at it back and forth since that episode aired. Um, and now everybody's just putting him on blast and saying, "Hey, it's why don't you come out and say who you're talking about?" And he won't. And instead of coming out and saying it, he just blocks you. So it's I don't know. It's kind of childish to me, but you're right. He does like to use that platform. He does. He just I don't know. He had his little limelight with Ghost Adventures and then moved on to Ghost Hunters, and now he just thinks he's this. I mean, I'm not even that good, but he's just I don't know. I've never been a fan.
Yeah, when I saw that, as the first thought that came to my mind was, and dare I bring him up, is Zach Bagans. When Ghost Adventure started, I thought everybody was pretty cool. But you look at the more recent seasons, and everything and their mother is a demon or some horrific entity that's hurting people, and they talk about credibility on the show, and I don't think they have any. And I see a lot of the same thing in Brain. Is like, well, he's a tech guy for Ghost Hunters. He was on a couple episodes of Ghost Adventure, so really he must know what he's talking about. And the people that own the building, provide tours at the building, have repeatedly investigated the building, are just full of it. And I think that's a really bad approach to take, not only for the sake of, oh, how do I want to say this? You don't want to do that to people that don't know better, for one thing, because you're giving off the wrong impression. You don't say, I've done my research. If you spent only 5 days at a place, and I don't know how long he was there each day, it may be different each day for all I know. You really haven't done anything. You know, I think of you as Dead Republic's counterpart, as the historian. And like you said, 4 or 5 months researching Wildwood before you guys filmed Sleepless in Salamanca. That to me is doing your honest research into the history of a building. But for him, oh, I'm on TV. I was there for 5 days, so I must know what I'm talking about. And all these people directly involved have no idea whatsoever.
Yeah,
And they don't agree with me, so piss on. But that's the wrong approach to take, because number one, you're representing ghost hunters to the masses. You're presenting yourself with credentials you probably don't have, at least not to the extent that you claim you do. And you're claiming yourself as an expert when there is no such thing. I mean, as I said to Denise, I said, there's a reason why people can sue doctors and whatnot for malpractice, but there's no such thing in a paranormal investigator. There can't be.
no.
Oh, looks like
Hmm.
Lala's here. Hi, Lala.
Hey.
This is our friend Lashana Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Lashana, my catcher of Dead Republic Paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's right there on the screen. You can't. They're like dead. What paranormal is a Dead Republic Paranormal?
I said Dead Republic Paranormal. Sorry,
No,
Mike.
I'm talking about at first. I'm talking about at first.
Yeah.
And then just to put this in perspective for everybody, and Mike, I'm going to kind of quote your comment here. You replied to Brandon's post saying, then there are people and teams that like to hide the truth and distort fact to make the owners who work hard on said locations non-credible. Not everyone does rituals. Some people, like myself, dig deep into history of locations. One location of which I'm sure you're speaking of, and at that point I already suspected it was Madison, has never had satanic rituals performed by any owner. I myself have dug deep into history of said location. It's accusations like these that make me discredit reality show investigators. And I think you really hit the nail on the head there, especially at the end. Reality show investigators.
absolutely.
You know, I am no investigator. I am more of a researcher and enthusiast than anything else. And I've only ever been aware of one location that's even said to have had rituals done at it, that being Moundsville in West Virginia. Every other place I've looked into, and I've looked into quite a few for my show, never have I seen satanic rituals explicitly stated as having been performed by anybody, owner or otherwise. So to me, for Brandon to imply that, oh yeah, this is what's been going on, it's crazy. In fact, it was only in what, the last year or so I learned that the pentagram, which is often associated with satanic rituals, is not inherently evil in and of itself.
No, there's a lot of things, even in paranormal and religion, and one of the biggest is actually the upside down cross. That, yes,
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood portrayed the upside down cross to be
Yeah,
something
oh,
that it
I
doesn't mean.
heard something about that before.
It was I can't think off the top of my head. It was a pope who passed away, and he decided he wanted his the cross on his headstone to be upside down because he didn't want to be associated the same way Jesus was crucified. So an upside down cross was is a very religious symbol. Um, but Hollywood portrayed it as something evil and demonic, and um, I still use an upside down cross, and it's in our logo. Same with the pentagram.
Nope.
I don't know too much about the pentagram um, history on that
I don't
aspect,
either.
Tim. I've been
I don't
doing
either, to be honest.
I've been trying to do a lot more research on that.
I would
Okay.
definitely love to look into
Lala
that
has a
more because.
question.
Oh, Lala's got a question.
Yeah.
Question, yeah, for Mike. How long have you been in the paranormal? Second, did you get any training?
Um, I've been I've been doing paranormal for about 12 years now. I have dug deeper and deeper into it probably about the last 3 or 4. Um, and training, no, it's really it's something that it comes natural. Um, I had my first real paranormal experience. I was a child. I kind of blocked it out, as a kid. Um, I got into it about 12 years ago and started doing more and more, and then I stopped. I'm a musician of 20 years as well, so I followed playing music a lot more. And once I got married and I settled down, I stopped playing music and just did more paranormal. I needed to keep a hobby, but no training. I, I don't. I honestly don't think you can train somebody to do it.
You, from what I understand, you either have the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the knack. There's another word for it. You either have it or you don't,
Yeah, yeah,
type of thing.
yeah. You have it or you don't. But there are people that are trainable. I do think you can show them what to look for, teach them, your equipment. Um, just those types of trainings, yes. But as far as actual training for feelings and emotions, no.
And that's another reason why I wanted to have the show tonight because I don't want people to watch these shows on TV and think that going to an actual investigation is exactly like it happens on TV. Because at the end of the day, they're basically actors. They're
Yeah.
doing it for ratings. They're doing
Oh,
it to get you
absolutely.
to watch.
I mean, I can't say that
And I
it's 100% acting. I can say that some of their evidence is probably real, but is everything demonic? No. But I will say that for Ghost Adventures and these teams to go out and get activity every night at every location is, even as an investigator myself, is very rare. Um, I've been to Madison Seminary 2 or 3 times, and the first time, Madison Seminary is one of the most haunted locations in the state of Ohio. First time I ever went,
believe it.
I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing for 9 hours. Um, so that's part of the reason why I do believe a lot of it is fake. They're putting stuff together, but like Tim said, it's for ratings. It's all acting. Um, I watched a lot of Ghost Adventures in the beginning, and then truthfully, I tried molding myself like Nick Groff. I love Nick Groff. He's a very humble guy, um, awesome to talk to.
Yes, he is. He, we just
Just had him on my
had
show
him on
last week.
Booze and Blues a couple of weeks
Yeah.
last week.
Lala
Yeah,
has
last
another
week.
question for you, Mike.
I was sitting
Lala
there
asks.
fanboying for an entire hour.
Lala has another question for you. Did you ever
Go
get
ahead, yeah.
sick from any paranormal experiences?
Uh, I can't say I've ever gotten sick. No. Um, but I am an empath, so I can pick up on a lot of feelings and emotions. Um, Last night, actually, on our last podcast last night live, we had a commenter, a lady who was watching the live feed, and she was talking about her husband who passed away, and we had the owner of or the co-owner of Malvern Manor on the show, and that was one of his favorite places to investigate. And I put her comment on the screen, and I don't even know who she is.
I
Um,
do. I've
it,
met her in person.
as soon as I put her comment on the screen, I had real bad pains, like on the left side, my heart, anxiety, I couldn't breathe. So I asked her, I was like, "Did your husband have heart problems?" Her next comment was, "Yes, his heart stopped 3 times before he died." So I can pick up things like that. Um, but I
I think
can't
that
say
was
I've
more
ever actually
spot
been
on than
sick.
anybody realizes. I have met Cynthia Gerodius in
She seems
person,
like a sweet
and
lady.
she is a really sweet lady, and I actually got to meet her husband Roland too. The two of them comprise Raven Rose Paranormal out of Storm Lake, Iowa. Excuse me. And Roland did have he and Cynthia were going to go to a Cambry house in Nauvoo, Illinois, for a weekend event, and I don't know exactly how everything went down. The next thing I knew, he had been taken to the University of Iowa Hospital and Clinics in Iowa City, which is only an hour drive from me. And apparently his heart had stopped 3 times. And like you said, you started feeling that pain in your heart. Well, yeah, I think that's symbolic of his heart
Yes.
problem before he
Hmm.
did that. And it was right around that time the light crashed in Josh Hurd's office. And Cynthia mentioned that Malvern Manor was one of his favorite places to investigate. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Well, then even after that, my internet shut off. My computer, I had to get on my phone. My computer is just like, hey, you're kicked off the internet. So it was pretty
I wondered
rough
what
that
happened
way.
when you arbitrarily drop like that. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that's it was an indication that, yeah, that was me. And that was his way of saying, yeah, that's me.
But yeah, oh, absolutely. But have I ever gotten sick? No. I do get the feelings of wanting to be sick, especially as an empath, and you start picking up um, people's pains, how people passed away, and their emotions and the energy they still carry around. It does take a lot and a lot of toll on the living when you do this. But no, I've never actually been sick.
Okay. Okay.
I'm back.
Well, welcome back.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back.
I had to step
Boy,
away a couple of
dead
times.
silence.
Welcome back. Our Mike.
Shirley, are you still
Yeah,
with
I'm
us?
I'm here.
surprised that,
I'm
that,
here.
that Brandon is taking that.
I mean,
I thought we
he
lost you there for a second, Shirley.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry.
that's all right.
Yeah, you have to excuse me. It's not.
It just kind of
It's
baffles me that yeah,
We'll forgive you.
I can't hear what she's saying, but I can
oh
see
no.
she's. I can see that you're talking. I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh no. Have I muted
But yeah, it
myself?
kind of
No, you're
surprises me
good. I
that
can hear you.
Brandon would
Okay.
use the platform. Now you're good. It's kind of going in and out a little bit.
Okay. All
I
right.
think that's Zoom for you.
Probably
But
Zoom.
I'm surprised that Brandon would choose to use the platform because he's communicating with his fans. Obviously, that's why people add him as a friend, and then to completely shut down the discussion without even having a discussion.
yeah, and I think that's what
I read that. I saw what he did, and I'm like, that's wrong.
yeah, and I think that's what irritates me the most about it is he's using this platform to put down all these other teams and all these
Mhm.
locations, and ultimately what the whole goal behind doing this is it's not a competition. We're all out here doing the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. We're trying to prove that there's some sort of afterlife in existence, but there's no need to work against each other.
Mhm.
Just you were on Ghost Hunters, you were on A&E, awesome. Travel Channel, awesome. Half these people that, yeah, there are probably owners that have a haunted location that they probably do seances and stuff. um but unfortunately, if it wasn't for that, would we have anything to investigate? Would we it's gonna amp up that's like saying I'm bringing in haunted items into my house and making it haunted, so I'm causing paranormal malpractice just because I got haunted objects. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's
That's
stupid.
just goes. It's stupid, and it's like I pointed out in the comments on your post, and I said to Denise also, like, I haven't met Kimmel, and I haven't been to either of his properties. Although again, that those are things I really want to do. Hopefully next year. I don't even have to have done that to know that Brandon is full of it when he talks about Madison that way. Because as much as you've investigated there, as much as others have investigated there, being friends with on Facebook with Adam himself, with Denise, if there was anything satanic in that building, any one of you guys would have said something
No, there's nothing
or found
satanic in
something.
there.
But there's nothing there, and he should know that.
Hmm.
And
He should know better than that.
you will come across um, locations that actually do have really, really, really dark history and do have dark stuff in it. Um, there's one, for example. Excuse me, I had to burp. Sorry.
It's
It's all
fun.
good. It's
And
all good.
Trust
One
us,
of the slight,
we have live belches on the show every so often.
one of the
Yeah.
slight
we've done, we've
disadvantages of
done
having
worse.
live shows, you get all the
Exactly.
warts.
Uh huh. All
Um,
right, go ahead,
We've
Mike.
done worse on there.
but there are locations that will make you sign waivers saying that there are things that have happened that cannot be released to the public. Um, which I get. So
Hmm.
there are some locations like that, Tim. And but Madison, no. Adam is free reign. If you find something out here, let us know. So there's nothing satanic. Are there some, vengeful spirits there? Absolutely, but nothing satanic, nothing evil.
And he even mentioned in his post about somewhere in that thread about how Lionsgate and A&E TV expect them to be professional, but when you talk this way about properties and you obviously haven't done your full research, if any research to begin with, to me that's the ultimate unprofessionalism
Oh,
right there.
absolutely. When you're putting down other people in your field,
Hmm. Yeah, I
I'll
agree with
never
that
get it.
because everybody's trying to do the same thing, but it's not like I gotta do this better than everybody else. No, no, no. You all basically are in it together.
Hmm. Just in different teams.
And I
Hmm.
commented myself, this is something I wrote word for word. I said, the fact that Mike's comment was deleted is a good indication that he feels he can't be wrong. Lying to people on Facebook won't win him any fans. And that's really the way I see it. He's trying to cover up the fact that he's wrong. And I think he knows it and cannot and will not admit it.
That there's still people commenting on that post. I've been getting messages and screenshots of people still going on and on and on, and I'm just like, you know
Hmm.
what? Just those are people I won't work with.
He took a shot at Brian Bond for creating a group called Bearded Paranormal, like that's supposed to make him inferior somehow. And I'm like, really?
I mean, it's
And then of course Amanda Lewis of Scar Encounters, she mentioned that he unfriended her because she had posted that she didn't watch his show.
I didn't either.
How petty can you get?
Yeah,
Oh God, dang!
it's like
That
it.
is petty. Well,
Yeah.
that's why there is such a variety of different ghost hunter shows
Hmm.
anyway.
Right. It's
If you
like
don't like one, you could always go to another.
yeah. It's like me. I
And,
could say I would I would say I don't know who you are, but I find this interesting. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Yeah, see, I personally am not a fan of many of them. um, like I said, I watched a lot of Ghost Adventures in the day, back in the day. Um, actually, I haven't really watched much after Nick left the team.
I think it went downhill after that.
It really
I mean,
did.
it was already going downhill a little bit, but it just almost bottomed out after he left.
Hmm.
And I remember back in the day being angry that he left, but knowing what I do now about what really was going on, about him wanting to do his own thing and feeling like he was being constrained by Travel Channel,
Hmm.
Truthfully,
I think,
I believe that's really he wanted his own thing. He didn't
yeah,
Ghost, as far as I know, Ghost Adventures, a lot of faking stuff. Um,
oh
at this
yeah,
point, they are entertainment. They are
Yeah,
highly, and I
yeah.
even read. I'll read comments on Facebook about people putting Zach Bagans down and putting the team down, and I'm like, you know what? I still have respect for him. He may be a total
I have respect.
douchebag on the show. Yeah, he may be a total douchebag and mean to Aaron, but that's what Travel Channel wants. Is there are so many paranormal shows like Ghost Hunter, Ghost Loop, Paranormal, or Ghost Adventures, and each one is doing the same thing. They're trying to find and talk to ghosts,
Hmm.
but you gotta stand out. So the premise behind Ghost Adventures is you have the mean guy, the wimp, Aaron. So that's what makes them stand out. You got Zach being mean to Aaron. That's the premise behind the show. And if it didn't have that, Ghost Adventures wouldn't be Ghost Adventures.
Exactly.
So and to be honest, if I was in a if I was making $40,000 an episode on Travel Channel, I would be as big of a douche as Zach. I'm sorry, Tim, but like I said the other day, if you got to fall down a well and I go play hopscotch with the children and I get $40,000, you're falling down that well. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you to go
Yep.
down that well. And that's really all it is now, is it's pure entertainment.
I remember an episode, I believe it was Ghost Adventures. One of the crew got locked in I can't remember if it was an attic or a room, and and he got the ever loving crap scared out of him. Did Zach care? Uh-uh.
That's part of the
Did
show.
you see the
It's
event?
part of
Did
the
you see
show.
the episode I
No.
was talking about? I can't remember
I,
the episode. I don't
I
watch the
can't
show on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't watch it with the regularity that I use. I watch it only really for entertainment anymore because I'm too busy watching Sleepless in Salamanca. People, go
Mm-hmm.
check it out on Amazon Prime.
Oh, stop it,
I
Tim.
can't watch Ghost and
Hey,
Adventures. I don't
I
have
might be
cable.
Dead Republic's #1 fan for all I know.
Hopefully Marcus gets that second documentary done soon.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so too, or otherwise I'm going to see the property before I see the documentary.
Oh, the property's amazing. I think we're scheduling
I
number
can't wait
3
to get
already.
there.
We're scheduling
I'm
number 3
already seeing it in my dream at night because I can't wait to get there and see everybody.
Come on, Tim. It's on my birthday. You get to meet me. You get to meet my wife and everybody else.
That
Exactly.
is so awesome.
That's
gonna be
cool.
fun.
That is really cool.
Have you
I
ever
can't
done?
wait.
Go ahead and finish, Tim.
Go ahead. No,
Have you
I
ever-
was finished.
Have you ever done a ghost hunt in New Orleans? I hear that place has a lot of haunted history behind it.
I have
That's-
not, but I want to.
I'd love to as well.
I'd
My
love to
mom
get
was
down there.
born there. Shirley and I have been there. Unfortunately, when we went there, we were too late to take the haunted. We were either too early or too late to take the haunted ghost tour.
Yeah, I think we were only there for like a few hours, so it wouldn't have mattered. We would have needed at least a couple days.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I would love to get down to Louisiana. I would love, honestly, to try and get into an abandoned ghost town for like a week.
Ooh, Ghost.
There's one that I wouldn't mind going to. Well, I don't know if it's, well, actually it is a ghost town, but I don't know how haunted it is. It's physically unsafe to go there. Is Pitcher, Oklahoma, right in the northeast corner. That's where they had. It was a small mining town, and they took the people that came in and did all the mining and stuff. They dropped the toxic chat waste on top of the land surrounding the town. If you look it up on Google Earth, you'll see it's surrounded by these huge chat piles that kids would ride their dirt bikes up and down, and they had elevated lead in the children, and the whole town has effectively been dissolved now. Plants overtaking everything. I mean, it's completely deserted. The last business was a pharmacy. The pharmacist didn't want to shut down because of all the people in the area that needed him. Well, he has since passed away, and now Pitcher's a complete ghost town. And
Yeah.
Tori can tell you a little bit about that because nearby Treese, Kansas is part of it, and then Cardin, Oklahoma is another town nearby. It's all toxic wasteland now.
yeah. Hey, I got a question. Did anybody answer Lashana's questions?
Yeah.
This yet? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm sorry. All right. But yeah, I think the last thing that hit picture was, I believe it was an EF4 tornado too.
Yeah, it was an EF. It was either EF4 or EF5 tornado. It was about
Yeah, I think it was a
2008.
4.
It got hit by a tornado. Yeah, I think it was 4 too. It got hit by that tornado, and the place was in such bad shape before the tornado. They didn't even bother to rebuild anything. The government just came in and basically paid people to leave.
Yeah, there it is. It was May 10th, 2008.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2008.
Yeah, EF4 tornado. Yep.
I would love to go in and see if Pitcher or the nearby area is even haunted. because of all that toxic waste that's above ground. They didn't even fill in the mines like they were supposed to do when they were done. They just dumped everything on top of the ground.
They said screw the people.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah. See,
What I
I
want, what
see.
I want to do,
Oh, go ahead.
another thing I want to do, and I Mike probably already knows this or has probably thought this. I would love to just get a vehicle and just do like a whole haunted tour of Ohio.
There's a lot.
Ohio is so chock full of places I want to see. Madison and Fairfield are just the tip of the iceberg
Yeah, and
of
there's a
what
few
I want to
places here,
see
and
in
they're like,
Ohio.
I know if I ever get any free time, I would love to do like a whole thing of all the haunted places here in Alabama because we've got Huntington College with the Red Lady, we've got
Sauce
Furnaces.
furnace
the Sloss Furnace. It's a National Historic Landmark and a haunted place.
would be awesome.
Ugh.
I want
think-
to check out Villisca, Iowa, the Axe Murder House.
If, have we rescheduled? No, not we. Have you rescheduled Johnny Hauser yet? You
Yes.
know?
Yes, December 9th.
Mark that date down, Mike. Johnny Hauser lives next door to the Villisca house.
Ooh.
My podcast, December 9th.
On
Freaky.
December 9th on Booze and Booze.
Booze and
He
Booze.
lives next.
I like the
Yep.
name of your show.
Yeah, I like
I
it
do
too.
too.
Booze and booze.
I have attended every single episode of Booze and Booze to date, and I've cleared out my Wednesday schedule just so I can sit there for the up to 2 hours.
Is
Even
that
if
an
I'm
ale?
5 minutes,
Is that an ale?
even if I,
I was asking
Yeah, well-
Mike if that was an ale he's drinking.
It's
you
Great
drink?
Lakes beer.
Okay.
that's why Shirley, I'm sometimes up to 5 minutes late for our show because I refuse to leave Mike's podcast. Until
Oh
it's
no,
done.
that's perfectly fine. That's no big deal.
It's all good here, you know.
Yeah, you're listening to
I need
something
to
you
get
truly
me a
enjoy.
Booze and Booze. I need to get me a Booze and Booze T-shirt with the existing profile picture on the page on it.
We need to get I need to get a printer. I don't know what's going on with my guy.
I'm also
So,
interested.
so
to,
yeah,
like,
mark that date down, December 9th. I'd like to see some of my colleagues here on BTA over at Booze and Booze for Johnny Hauser. The
Absolutely.
show has some love, people.
I may have a problem
what
with
do you
that one.
broadcast on? What is Booze and Booze? YouTube?
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, we.
Facebook and
Yep.
You do
Oh, yeah,
YouTube or
YouTube.
Facebook?
What's that?
It could be other
Do you
one.
do YouTube or Facebook? Booze and Booze.
Both of them
Okay.
at the same time.
Okay, now
I watch
me,
on
I'm gonna be
Facebook.
honest. I may not be able to participate because I just started my brand new job, and the time I work is 2 to 9 p.m. So I would end up having to miss it completely.
Oh man,
So I do
that's the
apologize.
replay.
nah,
That's the
no biggie.
replay.
It's not that fancy.
The replay.
It's just It's just
Oh,
me
yes, it
getting
is.
drunk talking to people.
Well,
I mean, as long as you're having fun,
Hey,
it's all that
I
matters.
was there. I was the first ever guest on Booze and Booze, and I'm still on cloud nine for that fact.
Also,
We-
Tim, what was
Yeah.
that book that you were talking about like a while back that had listings of like haunted places around the corridor area, Cedar Rapids, Marion, etc., etc.
I've got to pull out my.
The
book
Iowa,
of it.
haunted Iowa. I'm gonna look that up. I think it's like the haunted Iowa corridor. I'm gonna look
Okay.
that up.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Because I
Forward.
was looking at the cover, and on the cover it has the Granger House in Marion, where I'm from.
Yep.
The Granger House.
Yep. And it's haunted too.
That kind of
I
piqued
gotta-
my interest there.
I got a book called The Encyclopedia of Haunted Places. And what it do is it goes from A to Z and gives a list of main haunted places in every state.
Mhm.
I can't remember. I think
Like-
Alaska was included in there too.
Hmm.
Like, I definitely would like to check out the Granger House, but once they get their roof fixed, the
Yeah,
roof got
that's-
torn
that's
off
the
back in
one thing.
August.
I gotta convince Mike and everybody to start coming out west too. We got some haunted places out here too. You guys gotta come out and check out.
We got some stuff in the works, Tim. I'm hoping we can. There's a few things Booze and Booze is working on, and we're gonna have a long meeting. I think we're taking a day off in December to talk. We're gonna have a business meeting, and we're gonna see what we can do in 2021 to be the big podcast.
I'm along for the ride. Anything
Yeah,
I
well,
can do to
hopefully,
help, just
yeah, well,
say so.
hopefully, come 2021, we might have some sense of normalcy. I don't think we're gonna be all the way back to normal, but I know if we
Close as
get
we
a
can
sense of
get.
normalcy, that's good.
But it's good for podcasts. I mean,
That's true.
nobody's out filming. They want something to do.
Or they
There's
can film,
nothing
or
I'd
they can
rather
film
do on a
themselves.
Wednesday night than there's nothing I'd rather do on a Wednesday night than park my ass in front of the computer for booze and booze.
I'd rather be doing a lot more than that.
I
Yeah.
would too, but I'll get my chance in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
Lucky you.
Yeah, like
I'm
I
ex-
said, I wish I could, but like I said, I'm starting a brand new job this week. I've been doing training classes 1 to 5, but I think starting next week, I'll be working 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. So, unfortunately, that's going to leave me out of Booze and Booze, but I can at least catch it later on YouTube. So,
or Facebook, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that schedule either. I work 5 in the morning to 3, so
Oof.
50 hours a week. I'm drained.
dang, wow.
It's rough on you.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
especially
Iowa
in my area.
Haunted Corridor.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm put the link in the Facebook chat
That's the one that
for you.
lists like Cedar Rapids, Marion, Iowa City,
Yep,
Colorado.
everything right along the Iowa corridor, and it even has the haunted YMCA here in Rock Island
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in it too.
even us investigators got normal day jobs.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Mm. Okay,
That's why I like to be flexible when I schedule guests on my show. I'm gonna work
yeah.
around your schedule. I don't want you guys to work around mine.
Okay, just to give everybody the heads up, everybody knows by now, we have a little hurricane named Delta that's out in the Gulf of Mexico. And I'll put it to you this way: the winds have gone back up to 120 miles an hour. So, as I
You're
knew it
sitting in
would.
it.
Uh,
Now the good news is I'm gonna be just fine. JJ is gonna be just fine. Unfortunately, parts of Louisiana that were hit hard by Hurricane Laura about a month ago, yeah, they're in it.
ugh.
It's like, sheesh.
So what
The
exactly
poor
happened?
people of Louisiana can't catch a break.
hmm
What happened with Laura? I mean, I know it was that double hurricane.
Well, let's see. Marco didn't really do much of anything, but Hurricane Laura came in at 140 miles an hour into southwest Louisiana.
Kicked ass and took names in Louisiana.
hmm And there's
Why didn't
still,
I hear about that? I literally read nothing about that.
oh wow,
It's like it just disappeared.
Wow.
hmm, that's odd because I mean there was a
You
lot
know
of
what?
news.
I
I
thought
guess
Marco
I think I know what
disappeared.
happened. Yeah, Marco disappeared. Laura was the one that ended up making so much trouble.
COVID
hmm
took
COVID.
over.
Yeah, COVID basically
Yeah.
took over, but Laura hit hard last month, and now they're going to have to deal with Hurricane Delta. Delta is going to be the 10th U.S. landfall. That's a record. It's going to be the strongest Greek hurricane
Oh,
ever. It could be the first Greek hurricane to ever get retired.
yeah. Yeah, I am lucky. I am in Arizona. Unfortunately, I've had to contend all summer long with 110, 115,
hmm
even a few 117-degree days.
Yeah.
I'm in Ohio. I get weather like my ex's attitude.
Oh,
Bipolar.
ooh. Ugh.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Me neither.
I mean, it's October. It's gonna be 80 degrees Saturday.
Well, that's
And
good.
Well,
Oh,
unheard
I
of.
figured just get rid of COVID. That'd be perfect ghost investigating weather.
Still,
our first double-digit day is going to be day after tomorrow, and it's going to be 98.
see, I'll
hmm
take that weather. I can't stand being cold. I hate it.
I can't either.
I don't mind cold for
Same.
maybe. I don't mind cold for maybe like a couple, 2 to 3 days. But when it starts getting past a week, it's like okay, enough.
I
Mhm.
have a running joke I tell my friends over in England, over in the UK. I said, at least you can layer your clothes to keep warm. Just try to take off enough clothes to keep cool in the summer and see where it gets you.
Yeah. Look at
The
Yeah,
you.
other thing I wanted to bring up real quick too, because we have about 10 minutes left, and I at least want to get this mentioned. The other instance I've seen of paranormal TV being less than honest is the case of the Demons in Seattle by Keith Linder. He's he lived in a house in Bothell, which is outside Seattle, that's been beset by uh, I would say poltergeist activity and potentially demonic or at least extremely negative. I'm going to drop a link here and I'll put it in the Zoom chat so Mike can
Ooh,
see it,
excuse me.
and I'll put it in the BTA chat so everybody else can see it. That's just one such link. I met him on Facebook and on Mike Ricksecker's Edge of the Rabbit Hole, and there are some pictures of some of the stuff that's been scribbled on his walls.
the upside
He
down
talked.
man, and yep.
We'll paste that link over here. He's had stuff knocked over. He's had different figures like the one in that picture there scribbled on his walls. He's had 666 scribbled on the wall. He's had his office torn apart, like chairs tipped over, computer ripped apart. And the Ghost Adventures crew came in. I believe this was after Nick Groff left, and they did their investigation. And when the episode aired on TV, they actually announced they didn't find a single thing, which I found odd because, again, being that it's a show trying to make ratings and entertain people, like this is not like them to have a show where they find nothing. They hadn't had one like that prior to it, and they haven't had one like that since.
I have a
Hmm.
theory behind that.
Well, I do too. And, well, I know what Keith has said, and I would take his word as word of God because well, that's his place. He lived there at the time. He said that Ghost Adventures only came in and investigated for about 5 hours, and that's it. They weren't even there overnight. And I'm like, why am I not surprised? This stuff doesn't happen on cue. It happens when it happens. And he's writing a series of 3 books, the first 2 which are out now, and I do own copies of both of them. And he's got a YouTube channel that he's posted a number of videos on. He's got like cameras all over the place recording when he's not home. Well, he doesn't live there now; he lives somewhere else now. But and I sat through and I watched them, and I saw like the one camera in the kitchen, cabinets opening and closing on their own, drawers opening and closing on their own. And I asked myself, how in the world did Ghost Adventures miss this? And then Key said, well, they were only there for 5 hours. And I'm like, no wonder they didn't find anything. They didn't stick around long enough to find out.
So my
And I
theory,
think,
okay,
go ahead.
my theory on that is, um, it's like I said earlier. There's times you're not going to get anything, um, but I I guess some of the things that really, because I do remember that episode. I never messaged you back, but I do remember that episode now. Um, oh, what was I going to say? You know, like I said, there are times that you don't get any evidence. You can be there all night, but the other thing is, how is it that the owner of this house was capturing EVP? This was prior to, I guess he's got cameras up now, but prior to, he had no
Yeah, or
cameras.
he did.
Oh, he did have cameras running. Okay.
I
Well,
believe he
scratch
did.
that.
I'm not. I'm pretty sure he did, but I don't remember. It's been like last
Yeah,
year
see,
sometime when he and I talked about it.
I'm not sure because I had heard that he was capturing EVPs, but there was no video to back up his claims. Um, but the other thing you got to remember is if Ghost Adventures was there for 5 hours, something scared him. And the theory behind this is there's not allowed to be more than one demon house. If you catch what I'm saying on that, Tim. What house does Zach Bagans own? The demon house.
The one that was in Gary, Indiana,
Yes.
and when it about that time, that time when he bought it, I think you're onto something. I really do.
Because that's
I
my
hadn't
theory is
considered that, but
maybe
that I like the way.
Yeah, he came into another house that's worse than his or slightly similar. And I mean, he's got a full documentary on this house he owns that's the
Can't have
demon
that.
house.
So,
So nobody else is allowed to have one, so I'm not going to
and he
promote it
wants to
for
make
you.
money off of it.
He's not going to promote it for him.
Yep, I think you might be onto something. I hadn't considered that, but I think you're onto something.
But I mean that's what
I
happens.
really do.
And unfortunately, Travel Channel would have been the one to pull the plug. All of Zach's sponsors and investors in Travel Channel were the ones to pull the plug on that episode. That's just my idea.
It's a good one too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You might be on. You might well onto something there. It is a good one. I'll admit that. I had not even thought about that, but that's a really good one. I like that.
I'm just gonna stick with it.
Well, we're down to about 5 minutes left in the show.
Yeah. Hmm.
I would. Got about 5 minutes left in the show. Anybody have any other questions for Mike?
Mm.
I
I
got
don't
one
want to
last
keep him too
question.
long. I'm sure
Okay,
he's
Mike's
tired, wants to
okay.
get to bed.
I'm sorry.
One last
Joker's got a
question.
question. Joker's
Sure.
got a question.
Um, I'm pretty sure you may have saw a post from Tim about this, but what do you think of the game Phasmophobia?
Is it a game?
Yes,
It's a
it
video
is.
game.
It's on.
Yeah,
It's a
It's a
game
video
on
game on
recently.
Steam.
On Steam. A
I don't
4-player co-op psychological horror where you actually investigate haunted locations with your friends using in-game devices that look just like the real ones. I haven't played it yet. I bought it and downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet.
Hmm.
Neither have I.
I know
Truthfully,
Joe Vitale and Matt Benton were talking about it on their podcast the other night. That's where I first learned about it.
I don't play video games.
Well, that's okay.
That's
That's all
fair.
right. Not everybody does. It's fine.
Just thought
That's-
I ask.
Oh, I'm actually intrigued. I'll probably take a look into it when I'm bored. If I can't go investigate, I'll sit at my computer and investigate.
It's on Steam. It's about $20, I think.
No, it's
I'll have to look into
$13.99 right
Oh,
now.
$13.99. Okay.
Yeah.
I
$13.99.
thought it was in beta. I
Mhm.
thought it was still in beta.
It is.
Early
It's just this is
access.
one
No,
of those
it's
games.
early access.
Yes,
Early
early access.
access.
I mean,
When you
it's
can buy, yeah, it's early access, so it's like beta, but you can still play it while it's being actively developed.
Yeah.
And it'll push updates to you, and they said the price will go up once it comes out of early access. So if you get it now, you get it cheaper than when it comes out.
Exactly.
right.
Huh. I wonder. That's pretty interesting. I wonder if
It's
you
on
could create.
Steam.
You know what? I'm not gonna stay my idea. I got a great idea.
Oh boy.
I got a great
Yeah.
idea. You know what? I don't
Oh,
care.
yeah.
Anybody can take this idea, but I'm co-owner. What if they take VR, like your VR gaming, your virtual reality,
Hmm.
take it through actual locations like Madison Seminary, Monroe House,
Yeah, that would be kind
Oh.
of cool.
and
I mean,
actually
give it.
investigate
That would be enough to get me to buy a
Yeah,
VR
give it. Yeah,
headset
give it
for
an
sure.
experience without actually
Yeah.
having to be there. That's kind of cool.
Okay, now
I
somebody's
actually
gonna
like
take
that. You heard it here first. You have to pay Mike extra royalties if you use his idea.
it. I don't really care.
So
I'm too lazy to do
real
my own
quick,
stuff.
Mike. Real quick here, where can everybody find you in Dead Republic if they want to know more?
We're on Facebook at Dead Republic Paranormal. I think that's the page.
Yeah, I think that is too.
I create all this and I don't even remember it. Yeah, I think it's at Dead
Definitely go on
Republic.
to Amazon Prime and check out Sleepless in Salamanca.
Yep, we went out to Salamanca, New York, and hung out with the ghosts and spirits of Wildwood Sanitarium.
Very good documentary, worth every penny I paid for it. Looking forward to spreading the word for a Goodwill Haunting as I did for Sleepless in Salamanca.
Goodwill Hauntings, our second documentary. We went up to Wilson Castle in Vermont, which I will see Tim at in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking so forward to it. I'm gonna fanboy like crazy. especially if I think Nick Groff said he might come. So if he does, I'm really gonna fanboy. But I'm gonna fanboy regardless, just because you're there.
I did reach out to him and send him the info, so we'll see. I'll be up there.
And I promise, mark my words, I promise to, even if I have to get Mike or somebody to help me, I will find a way to go live for everybody so everybody can see me at the castle having the time of my life.
Well, you know, Matt and I are going to be live quite a bit. Yeah, Sleepless in Salamanca's on Amazon Prime. It's free if you got Prime, and think it's $1 to rent, or $4.99 or $5 to buy,
I think
something
it
like
was
that.
$4.99. I think it was to buy in high def, but it was easily $5 of the best money I ever spent right there.
And if you got
No
Amazon
lie.
Prime, check it out. I mean, I edited the whole thing, my first full edit ever. Um, yeah. Then I got another chat conference call tomorrow night, so I'm a busy person.
Well, I don't
You
want to
are.
keep you too late, 'cause I imagine you gotta be up at 5 in the morning for work tomorrow. I don't want to keep you too awful late.
Oh, I
But
got a
thank you
doctor's
very much for
appointment.
coming on, hanging out with us. Thank you for
Absolutely,
coming and
Tim.
hanging out with us for an hour. And I know we're going to have you back immediately after our Wilson Castle trip on the 29th. It's going to be the biggest show we've had. This is a baby episode compared to what we're going to have that night.
Oh yeah.
I know you're gonna be there on the show. We're gonna have James Anito and Carl Johnson. So Duo Demonology is gonna be there. So Elise is gonna be there,
Dan Class.
and Dan Class might be there.
Oh,
John
he's
Ward
Dan.
might be there.
They're gonna be there at Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. I'm talking about on the show. Here on the
Oh,
show.
oh, 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 on the show. That's gonna be a big show.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Yeah.
You,
You're
you
gonna need a
and
buzzer.
you, James and
Yes,
Carl are
give
gonna
me
be here. Dan Class might be. John Ward might be. Matt Wana. My
Or-
terrible Boston accent.
Yeah, we're gonna have a really big show for you folks.
Exactly. And of course, Amanda and Scott from Scar are also, all of them are all maybes. So we very well might have one of the biggest and best episodes, but I can't tell all the good stories from Wilson. So
Now, are
Yeah.
you live on Facebook, or are you just live on Zoom? How do you stream your cast, Tim?
We do
Oh.
here. We do
we-
Zoom and Twitch.
Okay.
basically we capture this window, this Zoom window, and it goes live on Twitch.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
and then we
Actually-
retrieve the episode, and then we have that also then uploaded onto our YouTube channel.
Okay.
My,
all right.
this show airs roughly once a month. There's like 3 or 4 other shows on a rotation with this one. So I'm making a special episode on the 29th for the specifically about Wilson Castle that you said you'd be here for. That's going to be the Halloween special.
Put me
I
on
have
the
a
spot
Halloween
there,
special
Tim.
every year.
Yep.
Put me on the spot there. You said you'd be there for it.
We love
Be there.
We love you,
or be
man.
Square.
that's we love you.
I know, Tim. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm excited to
It,
finally
it
see
just
you.
won't
man.
be the same. It won't be this. I know.
At least
I
you
know.
get to
It wouldn't be
fly.
the same without you.
At least you get to fly to Vermont. I gotta make that 10-hour
I
drive
get to
again.
fly.
I
But
actually
you know what? I'm
put the
gonna get
link
to
in the
see
chat
you
for
and your
you, Mike,
wife
if you
and,
wanna
and the
take
rest
a
of
look.
that. Is Marcus going to be there?
I
I know Marcus was maybe.
can't tell you the last time I talked to Marcus.
He's probably been busy editing anyway. But
That
I'm
would
going to
be
get
nice,
to
but
see
no.
you. I'm going to see Kenna and Steve and Matt and Dead Republic and Dan Class and Duo Demon. There's going to be a who's who of the paranormal right
And
there.
Sue Ellen
And I'm
and
gonna
John
fly right
Boy
into
and just kidding.
Yep.
Sorry,
And
guys.
all the resident spirits of Wilson Castle. Hey, my flights are going to be right around 10 hours, long, drawn out, but it's going to be so worth it once I get there and I see everybody.
Oh yeah.
I am so looking forward to it.
All right. Well, anyway, we are running out of time. Actually, we're going overtime, but you know what? We're on Twitch, so we don't have to worry about the
We're on
time
Twitch,
limit.
so yeah. But we should let Mike go. I'm sure he's tired. He looks like he's tired. He wants
I got
to
a
get to bed.
doctor's appointment in the morning too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
thank you
Oh, may
very
your
much
doctor's
for coming
appointment
on and chatting with us. And
Yeah.
Mike?
see you again on the 29th for the Halloween. I'll see you in person on the 24th.
Yes.
And then we'll see you back on the show on the 29th for our recap on Secrets of the Unknown.
Yep.
oh, his
Thank you
background.
very much for coming on.
Yep.
His
Absolutely.
background is casting a shadow behind him.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I think somebody's behind you.
Oh, no, I'm just
Might be
rubbing my
Emily.
head.
Yeah.
Either that
Okay,
or it might
Mike.
be Emily. I don't know.
May your doctor's appointment be a good one.
It's not gonna be. I gotta have a nerve conduction test, and those suck.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ouch. All
On my
right.
elbow.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
remember. when you told-
ouch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, I hope that all goes well.
It's either, we'll
Absolutely.
see. We'll see. Hopefully, it's not surgery I need.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
well.
Tim.
All right. Well, Mike, you take
Have
care of
yourself a
yourself.
good night,
and
Mike.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so much
joining
for
us
coming.
tonight.
We really
Thank you for
Thank you,
coming, and
Mike.
we hope to have you back again real soon.
Oh, we
Absolutely.
will.
Thank
He'll
you.
be here for the Halloween episode, and Mike, I will see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, Tim.
You and your wife and everybody.
You got,
Absolutely.
yeah, he's one of your co-conspirators going to Vermont, huh?
Yep. I'll be there.
Oh, one of you try to get pictures of the foliage.
My
Oh, I
wife is
will.
actually doing that.
Okay.
Cool.
One of us will get pictures of it. I want to do at least a brief Facebook Live so Tori can see I'm having the time of my life.
Oh yeah,
And
I
so
see nothing wrong with that.
she pitched in towards us, so it's the least we can do.
She's gonna be the only member of Booze and Booze not there.
Hmm.
Exactly.
All right, Tim. I got to get to bed. Thank you guys, sir, for having me, and I
Yes,
can't wait to come back.
You're
And
very
thank you
welcome.
Hey,
so
we're
much for
glad you,
coming
we're
on.
glad
And
you
we
were
can't
here
wait to
tonight.
see
Thank you so
again.
much.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
All right,
Have
good
a
night.
good night, Mike.
Good night and take
Good
care.
night, Mike.
You too. Absolutely.
All right, so basically we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. Tomorrow, of course, is Friday Fun Day with our nearly naughty Mad Libs. And quick reminder: Monday, because it is Columbus Day, we will not have a show at all. And one other thing, I have to tell this tomorrow too. Because of the nature of my new job, there is probably the likelihood that the show will have to get moved from 9 to 9:30, or should I say 10:30 Eastern, because I have to get off work at 9 o'clock Central Time. So that is probably going to cause a bit of an issue. But we're going to have to get used to it. But I have to get used to the nature of my new job. So all right. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed tonight. We hope you got a learning experience out of it. Like, just remember, paranormal TV, it can be good, but remember, there's some shows that just want the ratings. They really don't care. All right. So I'm going to play the ending first. Let me get over back to Streamlabs here. Okay, so let's play the ending for Secrets of the Unknown. Be right back in 10 seconds. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody, have a good night. Sleep well. Stay safe. If you're in the path of Hurricane Delta, it's making landfall tomorrow.
So I've been hearing that all afternoon on
Yeah, I mean, they are keeping a very, very close eye on it. So, but like I said, good news is, Governor Kay Ivey has rescinded the evacuation for Alabama because it looks like it's not going to be a huge impact here. So that is a good thing. All right, so that is all for tonight. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow for Friday Fun Day with our nearly naughty Mad Libs. Good night, everybody.
Woo!
Night,
take
everyone.
care, everybody.
Yeah.
Buenas noches, mis amigos.